How long does it take from you giving it the code to building this? Is this something that takes like you're sitting waiting for like an hour or
60 seconds.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Hi, and welcome to part 2 of our tech deep dive, where I'm sitting down with Luke Alexander. Quick recap. Part 1 was all about AI filmmaking tools. The show got pretty long in the end, and so we figured it would be best to split it into 2 parts. If you skip part 1 because you were interested in vibe coding and nano banana infographics, then you are in the right place. But I will give you a quick recap as to what we're talking about and what we're doing. I am sitting down with Luke, who is our senior animator and motion graphics artist. He had just been away for 2 weeks on vacation, and when he returned, there was a wave of AI changes at Quite Frankly Towers. So this conversation is introducing him and showcasing some of these advances to him as he sees them for the first time. I'm Bobby McClousich. I'm the creative director here at Quite Frankly New York. I'm an ex-teacher with a specialty in introducing people to new technologies. So let's get into it. Enjoy the show. Now we're going to talk about some of the vibe coding stuff. So again, Luke had gone for 2 weeks, and in that time, vibe coding came along and we started building stuff. I don't know if you saw the podcast with Catherine. I showed her one of the apps that I built, and I've done 3 since then, and a mini website to present client work. So
this is just crazy to me because building an app and coding is such a foreign language and so hard to get into, and we can all find usages for it. So I'm interested. I don't know anything about, did you say vibe?
Yeah, it's called vibe coding. So you're prompting the AI and it just starts generating stuff. So let's look at, this is where it is. This is Google AI Studio, right? And you just, as it says here, describe your idea and it will start building it. So
right into Gemini is what is behind this.
Yeah, Gemini is powering it.
Wow.
Right. And then you can host from here. It requires a bit of annoying, it's a bit clunky, the hosting part, but you can just, as long as you can talk to an AI and follow its instructions, it will tell you what you need to do. And so far, 0 hallucinations, just yeah, you need to do this, this, and this. These are your steps. Follow the steps and bam, you've got it.
Wow.
Right. So I'll show you just an example from yesterday, right? We had a really complicated email from a client, and it was describing a shoot where we had to have 2 crews on location. We needed to make sure we had enough crews to cover 2 crews, 3 clients, kit that needs to cover all of these different situations, right? She'd written out an email. There were loads of question marks. What do we have covered, right? I took that email and I said to Gemini in a separate chat, this is confusing to me. Is there any way we can make this clear? And it gave me code and said, you could just build this, right? I took that code, put it into Google AI Studio here, and then it built me this shoot logistics board.
Wow.
Right? You can see here, these are the names of our crew, all of the various different, you can just see it's just very...
How long does it take from you giving it the code to building this? Is this something that takes you're sitting waiting for an hour? Or
60 seconds.
That's crazy. That's insane. I mean, that's as fast as just getting one image.
Let's just say, you want to add something here, I don't know, put Quite Frankly Productions in the top right. That's our company name. All right, I can send the prompt, it will go away. It tends to think for a minute and then it starts coding. In the background here, you can see all of the code.
Oh, interesting. So if you knew how to read code, you would understand this and be able to use it.
Definitely. I imagine people who can actually code go in and tweak things.
Right. That's cool.
Right.
But I mean, look at that. That's crazy.
It's wild. And some of my apps, this is a simple app. I've built some really complicated things. I'll show you some complicated stuff in a minute. But as you can see, it's running for 30.
It looks complicated. We're looking at hundreds of lines of code with things that are very confusing to look at. So it's pretty wild that it does that all behind the scenes.
Yeah, and you do start to... So I said to you before, it's a bit like a metaphor for this. It feels like I'm on a motorboat, I don't know
Right.
I don't know how to swim, but I can like see the water,
Right.
right? And I'm like, okay, I can kind of see what the water's like,
Yeah.
you know, and I can see people, and like actual coders are like, can actually swim.
Yeah, you've heard about the swimmers and you see them swimming, but you kind of just float right by.
Yeah, you zooming by.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes,
Right.
and there
Oh,
you go,
here we go.
off it goes. So now it's decided where it's going to put it. And look at it. This is why I think it's like being on a motorboat, because it's just like the water's
It's
just like
crazy.
flowing past you, you know?
This is crazy. It's a lot more lines of code than I would have ever imagined.
What it's doing is it's rebuilding
it rebuilds the whole entire app and then
scratch.
adds in the code needed.
Yeah.
I see.
But when you get like more advanced with it, you start realizing that, oh, I can tell it to like break these things down. So I can say there's an expression. So what happened? It was building my app, which was like 2,000 lines of code.
Right.
It's taken forever to like type it all out. I said, is there a quicker way I can do this? And they said, yeah, you can call it, I can't remember what it's called now. Like it's like breaking it down or something, right? And I asked Gemini, because I have a chatbot on the side, it says, yeah, just ask it to break it down and it'll do it. So then it builds all of these little mini components.
I see.
And then it just goes in and edits whichever one's necessary.
So that makes it go quicker and easier.
Yeah, so now it's done it. You can see it's put it there. I don't like that. So I might say like...
I see. I mean, I like that you just explained, put quite frankly, productions. Obviously, it's not in the right spot.
Yeah.
But it did pick like a font and like a color that
exactly
seemingly integrates nicely into the design.
Yeah, it makes a lot of creative decisions for you, which is really useful. Now, if I don't like it, you can see I've circled that. Let's say I want to put it like here, right?
Wow.
I can then add that to the chat.
So you're just drawing on screen and you're telling it, put this over here.
Yeah, put the quite frankly logo in the mark on the screenshot, right? And then I just press screen and off we go. You know, now I could also, you know, I've learned that I can like link to images that exist online. So if I actually want the Quite Frankly logo,
that's how that works.
I go to the Quite Frankly website, I inspect page, all this code comes up, and then I can look for the logo.
Wow.
Link, copy it, and then I can put it in here, and it'll put the proper logo.
So low key, you're learning a little bit of code language just by knowing that you've learned something through this that I wouldn't know.
Definitely. I mean, it's like more. It's got stabilize. I mean, I'm working with absolute stabilizers. Right. You know, whatever you call those little floaties in the pool.
Yeah, you got your bunk. When you're bowling and the gutters are protected.
The gutters are. I mean, like maximum. You know,
exactly.
Honestly, another metaphor I think works as well. Is like I sometimes feel like I'm like, okay, so I'm in the motorboat. Sometimes I have to get out onto dry land and like look around, you know, but I'm like blindfolded. I got no idea what I'm looking for doing,
right?
And it's just telling me what to do. Like go to this website, find the link for inspect the code, find the link to the logo,
right?
Bring it back over here and copy and paste that. But I don't know what I'm doing. So it's like I'm blindfolded and I've got Google Maps.
You're just following instructions.
And Google Maps is just like talking to me, telling me what to do.
Right.
And I'm going, and then I'll bounce into a wall. And I'm like, I don't know how to get past the wall.
Walk into a tree and then.
Yeah. And I'm like, I can't do it. It's not working. And it's like, okay, turn around, go back this way. And you're just blindly trusting it.
Yeah.
You know, which is like, if I could actually swim, if I could actually navigate, because I could code.
Right.
But gradually you do get a little bit better.
You're learning and, you know, doggy paddle.
So this was an example of something. I mean, this was yesterday, 4 p.m. yesterday. They needed it. I had it done by like 5 p.m. And we're now using it to, you know, after this podcast records, we're actually presenting this to the client. And it was just a really easy way to be like, this is how we're going to solve this problem. And then we realized, oh, maybe we should make this into an app for our company that we can use for logistics planning. Let me show you some of the other stuff we built. So you can see on the left here all the different projects I've been working on. This was a way of presenting work to a client to say, hey, I've got this work and, you know, here are some different options you could go in.
Whoa. It's so professional looking. Like I'm really loving the layout, the rounded corners, when you were overlaying things up there, they kind of had like a little animation, the consistent color and font throughout it. Is it doing all of that, or are you saying, hey, we like orange, we like yellow?
You know, it's like like I had built out in Google Sheets, you know how we used to present work.
Right.
I built it in there, and just before I finished, I was like, hang on a minute, like surely I can do better than this. So then I just
see.
like took those slides and pasted them in.
So
you
it
know.
had something
So
to
it had,
work off of.
yeah, it had
I
the
see.
client logos. So it obviously was like, okay, this is the color from the client logos.
So it's smart enough. I mean, even the highlight, I don't know if that's on purpose. But
That's the first time I've seen that.
yeah, because it's amazing. It's making these creative decisions based on just information it has, not even that you're specifically telling it. It's just reading.
Yeah.
That is really incredible. It looks so good.
So that was kind of presenting work to a client. Again, probably took me about, it took me an hour to build that, but then it was a lot of like front end work of design and whatnot that I'd already put in over the course of the day. This is what kicked the whole thing off. This is what I put the most work into so far. So this app, we've got 3 offices, obviously. So I needed there to be a domain that the person would log into. If we go into New York, you can see now we have like a front end. The branding is the bit that I'm so happy about. There's our logo. These are all of our colors.
Right. It feels like an app built for us specifically.
Yeah.
It's not just a random.
And all of this stuff is stuff that I have, over the years, over the weeks, worked with KER Prodco to like, oh, it'll be useful to have this, useful to have that. And then have literally just sort of like built, there's a back end where all of these things are saved. And the coolest thing about all of this is that I have an AI assistant and I can tell it to build a budget. So let's just take one recent one.
This is a new project.
I'm able just to copy that and paste it into here and get it just to build for me like an initial budget that I can then go ahead and tweak. And previously we were doing all of this in Excel. As you can see, it's already done it. And now,
wow, that was fast. That was very fast.
And now we have everything costed out. It's like there are mistakes here and I need to go correct it.
Double check.
But, we have, it's made various assumptions and, there needs to be way more pre-production. The director needs to do pre-production, but you can just add that stuff in pretty quickly, add a line item, director, and away you go.
Wow.
Top that up.
Did you tell it to or code it to have that window, a pop-up where you just added the director easily? That was something that you...
Yeah, I've been working on this a lot.
Yeah.
But,
this is an ongoing coding project that is an app that now lives and we can build on it.
This is live now. We are actively working with this now. And this is all within 2, this is all in the time that you were in away.
That's what's so crazy. It's like I come back and Bobby is now a professional coder in my mind because all of this is just so foreign and just, I would never know how to do this. I'm still just amazed that you're able to build these things that work so well.
Right. And so then on top of that, then I was like, okay, well, why don't we build a call sheet generator that has the same vibe.
Right. Same style.
So it lives in the same world, part of the same branding, right? So as you can see, it feels like the same world over here. Here's a call sheet, AI assistant, if I want to describe the job. And then here's one I made earlier. You can see very complicated situation. I realized that one of the things with call sheets is it's annoying. You send them out to people and you don't know if they've read them. Okay, so why don't we build a thing where you send it out and then the person receives, let's say this link. So you can click on here, this is what they receive, and then they can confirm receipt or flag an issue. Right?
That's cool.
So let's just say they confirm receipt, and then our, producer, let's exit. The producer gets 7 people are confirmed, 18 still pending.
Right.
There's 4 issues. This person said their phone number's wrong.
No, that's great. I mean, it's like with the call sheet, you want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Everybody has an understanding of what's coming.
Yeah.
So having just that check confirmed or flag and then address that before you're on set.
It's crazy. And so, again, this isn't been rolled out yet, and none of these, I think it's going to be a bit of a pain in the butt to like make that work. But the foundation is sound and solid, right? And it's just like amazing. I think I have some, what does that look like as an export? These core sheets. Here you go.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I mean,
it's just so clean. Like knowing if you wanted to do this in Excel or Google Sheets or Docs, it would take a lot of work to get to this same uniform, brand identity across everything.
Totally.
So, exactly.
But I just think you can see that this is just like, it's very beautiful. And, with a bit of tweaking, we can get it more. But, that is like completely out of the question. We don't have the resources to do that kind of thing.
Absolutely not. Yeah, no, it would require like a team of people to build something custom for you. That's just not, we're a small startup kind of, production company. It's not something that we would do. So now taking us to the next level through this is amazing. I do have a few questions about it. I wanted to ask,
go.
One, was there a certain thing that you were doing that made you like kind of click and be like, maybe there's something I could learn to make it better? Or did you hear about this and then implement it?
Yeah. So we had a developer on our podcast, episode 5, and he said they're just pushing AIs around.
Wow. So through the podcast,
yeah,
it led to this.
Yeah. So he was like, we're just pushing AIs around. I'm like, well, if they're just pushing AIs around, surely I can do that.
Right.
And then Google AI Studio, I noticed that it had it embedded. So this seemed very easy. It's all Google.
You're already signed up. You're already in it.
So I'm just like, I'll just use Google AI Studio. And sure enough, it's just its own ecosystem, right? Where everything is done.
So was it really like it was that conversation with that guy who made you realize that this was possible, and it wasn't one specific ask, or
and we have a clunky Excel spreadsheet that they were using to do this stuff already, and I'm like, surely it can be.
You've always been thinking there's a better way.
Yeah, there's got to be a better way, and I know that coding is now becoming accessible to all. So I wanted to test it out on that, and then but I was blown away by how effective it was. And you see also in the demos, whenever these new models come out, they're claiming, such prowess in coding. The other thing that I did, which has been helpful, that I've just been doing of this last week or so. So Google Gemini has got a new mode. Let's open up Gemini. Google Gemini's got a new mode called Deep Think. Right? You only get a few
Deep Thinks a day.
Deep Thinks a day.
Makes sense.
But I saw it comparing one of these like one-shot tasks, like make a 3D like map of the globe and make it really textured and whatnot. And it did it with Google Gemini 3 Pro, and then with Deep Think. And the Deep Think one was like mind-blowing.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh, what would happen if I got Deep Think to work on my apps for me? So now what I do is I go into Deep Think, I take a screenshot of my UI and say, hey, this isn't very attractive. It needs to be much better than this. Can you help me? And it will like spit out a really amazing answer. Sometimes it spits out the code. And then I give that to Google AI Studio, and then it builds.
So when you say it spits out the answer, is it a written answer of what you should do and then the code? Or does it sometimes give you a picture of, if you gave it a screenshot, would it give you a render back of how it should look? Or is it more?
So in this situation, I said to it, I've received this confusing email from the client. Can you help me find a way to organize this? Maybe you coded something that I can move the tiles around or something. And then there's the email from the client. And then it tells me how it thinks it would handle it. And then it gave me the code as well as an option.
I see. So this is your starting point.
That was like kicking something off. But I've also done versions where I've already built something, and then I take a screenshot of the screen.
And Deep Think.
Put it in and then say, Deep Think, what do you think? Give me feedback. So yeah, that's cool.
No, that's really cool. I want to try that across different things. Just give it to Deep Think to get one last look and see if it can come up with something better.
It takes a long time to answer.
Right. How long?
Minutes.
Okay.
but you can be working on something else in the
With
meantime.
these AI things, I'm always not sure if it's like seconds, minutes, hours.
Yeah.
With DeepThink, I wasn't sure if it was like 20 minutes.
Cool. So that's sort of it. Before we move on, should we talk
I
about...
do have one more question, which was with this vibe coding,
Yeah.
how did you teach yourself? Are you teaching yourself just using AIs to teach yourself, or are you YouTube tutorialing?
Totally I just teach.
You just found an AI thing, you used AI to teach yourself the AI thing, and it's just gotten you to this point.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Yeah, that's super cool. I wasn't sure because I'm so used to grinding through YouTube tutorials trying to find the right thing.
That's a really valid point. Like, that's been surprising. I'm like, more and more now, I'm not looking for YouTube tutorials. More and more, I'm just getting the AI to tell me step by step how to do something. And then I get stuck on a step and I grab the screen, chuck it in and say, I'm on step 2. What am I missing?
Right. That seems to be the future of learning. So I'm all for it. If AI can help us learn to do things better,
yeah,
who's against that?
Maybe. Final thing is, we didn't flag it to the guests, but we should probably talk about some of this Nano Banana infographic stuff. Have you seen any of that stuff?
I don't think I have. Nano Banana is a bit new to me. I know that it's next level, but...
Okay, this is crazy. So let's see. All right. So my mum, we're going back for Christmas. She sent us this itinerary, right? It's really scribbly, difficult to read.
Right. A lot going on here.
A lot going on.
Got highlighted things.
So I asked Nano Banana not Nano Banana, just I both asked ChatGPT and this to transcribe this for me. So once I got a transcription that I'm happy with, then I say to it, okay, can you turn this into an infographic? Right? Here are some of the infographics. This is what that was. There's a couple of fun ones. Here's one fun one.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Yeah,
and everything is actually written accurate. There's no spelling errors.
Super accurate. What it got wrong was because I had transcribed, I didn't check my transcription, and it had transcribed the notes wrong, right? So Saturday wasn't actually a day, right? So then I'm like, okay, so I went back to it, got the transcript correct. I gave it a few notes. I said, look, this is Sunday to whatever day and blah, blah, blah.
This is amazing.
Just directed it. And then this is what the next one that came out was, right?
Wow.
And then I just said to it, hey, these dotted lines are a little bit confusing. And these these highlights, my mum put these, they're completely accurate. But mum was trying to just highlight things that she recommended doing.
Right.
I was like, it's a bit too much. So just make it into a star with an asterisk, an asterisk just to highlight things that mum recommends.
There you go, recommended activity.
Recommended activity, and you can see them all there.
It's so good.
So, my wife joked, because previously I also got it to make, because I also got it to make a Google Sheet for me, to put it into Google Sheets in case we want to edit it. But honestly, when you've looked at this and then you're looking at Google Sheets,
it's way less fun.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, this is so, you could print this out and be like, this is a memory of the trip. This is so fun to look at. And yeah, who would want to ever look at a Google Sheet ever again?
Totally. I said to my wife, I've done a Google Sheet in case you want to use that. And she was like, no, we're infographic people now.
Yeah. No, seriously. Once you do this, can you ever go back?
Honestly, I mean, I guess that's our brain whittling away, right? Here's another cool one. I'm just showing you all my infographics now.
Oh, I'm just thinking back to so many times that I've made a Google Sheet to plan a trip or plan anything, where I'm like, it'd be so much easier to read and more fun to look at in this way. It's actually easier to digest than a Google Sheet would be.
Totally. Here's a recipe that I was working on. I'd done a long recipe.
Crazy.
I've been talking with it about, I'd been improvising with it. I've got these ingredients, but not this, but I want to do this, I want to do that. And then at the end, this is just when Nano Banana came out. So I was like, I wonder if you can turn this recipe now, my process, into an infographic. I mean, come on.
I know, it's amazing. And it's so clear, the way they chose to do these columns with all the steps.
here's a fun one that me and my wife was going out and leaving me with the baby. And she was like, I want you to, here's your list of like checklist for all of the stuff that you need to do to make sure he's warm when you go outside, like feeding, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, let's turn that into an infographic.
It's so good.
So I put a photo of my son into it, said make a cute infographic of all this information.
It's crazy. It's almost scary how good it is, but I'm here for it. You know what I mean? These are the things where it's like, yes, it's illustrating and designing something incredibly well, which is a bit scary, but it's like, it can be so tricky and hard to understand how to display info in a way that is easy for us to understand when looking at it, when it's so much.
Yeah.
It does such a good job at it. It's saving people hours of headaches of what's the best way to show this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's just amazing, and I'll definitely be using it.
As a learning tool, it's great. I mean, it's very interesting. So now I guess just to pivot this back to like work applications, and during all of that, we're back to the podcast, and I was building all of this stuff in Photoshop, and I'm trying to do, this is a one-man band basically, trying to do all of this stuff on top of the day job and trying to get content out as quickly as possible with varying degrees of like quality to look at, and then I started like being like, oh, well, what happens? This is now we're back in Adobe Firefly boards, which has Nano Banana integrated. And you start seeing how all of these thumbnails start to evolve as I start playing with Nano Banana to build out this stuff rather than just building it in Photoshop.
Right. So it's able to put the text on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the images too were added.
Yeah, I'm just prompting it, telling it what it's about, and then I'm putting in our hex codes,
and it just is able to do it.
Yeah, and the cool thing about look at this one.
It really looks like a YouTube thumbnail, and it's even more YouTube than the ones you were creating custom in Photoshop. No offense, Bobby, but it has that feel like you've seen it.
100%. And probably actually I should start taking notes from this. And then I started working on carousels,
Right.
So looking at the prompt for one of these might be worthwhile. Let's have a look. Yeah. Okay. So this prompt kind of shows you.
That's a prompt.
Yeah, because I was working on it in Gemini, right? So I was getting Gemini to give me 4 different slides, like the idea for a carousel.
Yep.
And then I found it was very useful to give Nano Banana the full context. So I'm like, Nano Banana, I'm building, these are the colors, and this is my plan. I'm building a carousel that has these many slides, slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, right? Slide 5. I want you to generate slide 2. And attach the slide 1 as a reference image.
Yep.
So then it knows, okay, that's what slide 1 already looks like. I'm doing slide 2, and 3, 4, and 5 are all going to look like this.
Right.
It
has every piece of information it needs.
It's got all the context. Just like telling Santa, hey, he's going to be, he's embarrassed. He is trying not to look embarrassed.
Right.
That nuance is very helpful because then it does a way better job.
The more detail given to the AI seems to really help it follow the instructions.
Yeah. And I was super excited about this as an idea. Interestingly, I have immediately already started going, you know what, this is too, it's got a look that feels AI to me, but.
Well, what about these ones below? Because this is feeling way less AI. I think it's just the illustrations.
Yeah.
But this doesn't feel AI at all to me.
Yeah, this was cool. In the end, you know what? It was just the work. So I started burning out at this stage. Like, right. I was like, this. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like this quality, we could do this quality, in a day.
Right.
Like, I built all of these in a day, right? But it was a day on top of already doing my podcast, already cutting my episodes, getting
The
clips.
main focus is what happens here as we're chatting about it, and then using that and getting that out to people. So
Yeah, like I enjoy this process.
that's a key. We want to just be enjoying it and have open conversations. And this is cool, though. It's one of those like extra.
Yeah, I enjoy this. If this was my full-time job and it was bringing in revenue, I'd enjoy doing that. If a client comes and says, "Can you do these for us?"
Right.
We can do these, and I think that's a cool service to offer. But I've discovered that for me personally, building all these out for Instagram, as valuable as I think they are, I think it's probably just one step beyond.
Yeah, it's a proof of concept of what can be done. And also it's a cool usage of Adobe Firefly boards.
Totally. And this was the last one that I did.
I like this one.
Which were cute. But again, I started to look at my Instagram and be like, there's all these illustrations. They're all a bit samey. So who knows? I mean,
this is kind of cool. You didn't use that one, did you?
No. So I'm doing like A/B testing. So on YouTube, you can A/B/C test. So I put thumbnails, all of these thumbnails. This one, and this one.
It allows you to do that.
Yeah. So all these are like on there. And I guess it just shows up at random on people's feeds.
Oh, that's really interesting. I've noticed like sometimes people switch and stuff.
So maybe like it will then decide which one's giving you the best. So this one, I didn't really overthink it. I just like, of these 4, that was my favorite. And I just like, let's just see what that's like. And I said, you can see this is my prompt. Turn this into a viral thumbnail that will perform well for a 45-minute podcast that is being released.
And those are the 4 generations that we're seeing on screen right there.
These are the 4. And then I choose.
They're all very different.
And then I choose one and press place. And then it ends up on my board.
Wow. That one's really creative and cool. I like the tech and the color treatment.
Yeah. It's not to my taste personally. Like I'm a bit like it's a bit too bombastic maybe, or like a bit, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
lowbrow.
Looking at the other ones, they have a clean, modern feel. This is a little bit, but for A/B testing, it's pretty cool.
Okay, it's eye catching.
Yeah, it is eye catching.
Let's just see what happens. That was my thought process. I guess one final note is, I'll say like a final watch out is that my workflow originally was to upscale all of these, right? So I would take this image, and then you can upscale there with Topaz Labs, right? Change it to sort of creativity so it stays the same, and upscale. It was all free originally. Now it's obviously costing money. And the irony is that in upscaling it, all of the text got scrambled.
Oh, really?
Right? And I was like, oh, well, that's just part of the process. I then realized Nano Banana was putting out a higher resolution image in the first place.
Oh, so you never had to upscale.
Didn't need to upscale. Most of this film is created with upscale.
Right. But it was already high quality.
It was already high quality.
You're probably used to it because in Midjourney, they're not high quality. You have to do that one extra step.
Exactly. But Nano Banana is already spitting out really high quality stuff, and the text, you can zoom in on that text and it's good.
Yeah.
So that was something that I thought I was going to have to live without, this text being legible.
No, you need that.
Yeah. But then, I just thought the viewer's going to see it on the close up, Right. I was like, okay,
it can be jumbled from a distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm quite pleased that I figured it out before it was too late. So, there you have it.
Yeah, this is a great conversation.
I enjoyed it.
A lot has happened from the last time we chatted and just the 2 weeks of going away. It's just crazy to come back to you having built all the stuff in code, having a finished Christmas film that we can, talk about all these new things you've used in creating it. So yeah, it's pretty amazing how fast these things move, how you're staying on top of it. And I always love chatting about it.
Even that, Luke, as well, just to reiterate that, 2 weeks you were gone for. And in that time, Christmas film got done, from concept to completion.
Yeah.
An app, 2 apps got built.
Crazy.
And a website got built to present work.
And you were never building apps or websites before.
And all of that was just done in evenings.
It's crazy.
I was never building any of this stuff before. I was doing this stuff on the weekend because you and Luna, our assistant editor, was away. So I was picking up all of the slack. So I was doing all the day job, and then I was also doing all this stuff on the side. It was that last year. It took me 6 weeks to do the AI film.
Insane.
In this year, it took.
You've done it
30
quicker, more efficient, and honestly, it's a step up from how it looks. Like everything is just alive and looks beautiful. And honestly, I can't tell AI was used in it in a good way. So,
I mean,
you should be super proud.
I appreciate your compliments, but
everyone who's just listening, definitely make sure you find the film and watch it because it's hilarious and beautiful. So,
thanks, man. Thank you very much. I can't imagine anyone's still listening at this point.
It's been a long one. We'll have to edit it down a bit.
No, but even just the amount of screen sharing we've got. If you have listened to this all the way through, I commend you. But yeah, you're going to have to go and find us on YouTube or Spotify to watch it because, yeah, it's definitely worth it. And on that note, thanks so much for coming on, Luke, again. And,
pleasure.
To you, the listener, appreciate you joining us for this journey one more time. Have a happy holidays. We're going to have a bunch of special episodes that are compilations of some of the best bits from best tips and insights from the podcast so far. So enjoy that. And until next time, unless it really is the end of the world. See ya.
Happy holidays.